How's it going, everyone? It's me, Noah, here, and welcome back to another episode of Minifig Monday, where this week I'll be taking a look at the ATRT Scout Trooper from Minifigs4U. That is the company run by David or Solid Brick Studios, and occasionally he will be coming out with his own custom printed minifigures, and today we'll be taking a look at one of them. Before I get into the review of this figure, start taking a look at it and analyzing it and seeing how it looks here on camera, I'd like to talk a little bit about the background or backstory of this character, or where we saw him in Star Wars canon. That was, of course, in Episode 3, right towards the end of the film, right after Order 66 took place. It was on Kashyyyk, and you could see him and a bunch of other ATRT Scout Troopers analyzing the area, or essentially scouting the area, of course, and making sure certain areas were clear of Wookiees or any Jedi. So right off the bat then, with the figure, printing for me is a big deal, of course, with a figure like this one, and unless it's, of course, decaled, but printing in this case is very nice. I'm going to go ahead and take the figure here and kind of spin it around. What's interesting about this one was, up until a little bit ago, this was the most printed figure that I had in my collection, solely because a lot of companies up till about a year and a half, 2 years ago, did not do a bunch of leg printing on the sides, essentially. Like, they would do it on the front, but on the sides, or even towards the back right here, the printing would not be there. So it's really cool to see this figure. I've had this one in my collection for quite some time, but I think ever since I got it, it's like one of my favorites in terms of printing or wrapped around printing. The only areas that where it lacks and where the decaled figures or newer printed figures come in place is right underneath the arms, but that's not such a big deal for me anyways. Overall, I think the figure looks really good, and of course you got like the arm printing and the torso print, which are, to me, very accurate to the film. And I've gone ahead and paired them up with a short blaster right here, the Clone Trooper blaster, the DC-15S, and a very nice blaster. Also comes, I think, with the figure when you buy it on David's website, and of course looks very cool when you're placing it in a mock. I've actually used this in about, I think, 1 or 2 mocks, depends, it's smaller vignettes in the past, but overall I've always enjoyed this figure, and I think the printing is great, especially with the helmet design, which I think is also from Clone Army Customs. So ever since I've seen this figure, I think the Clone Army Customs helmet for this trooper in particular is the best one out there. So I think this is a awesome figure, and overall very worth the $28 that I paid for this minifigure back in the day. I think you could probably get a decaled one for maybe a little bit less, or you could try AV Figures. Maybe they will come out with one eventually in the future, but I think this one is still one of my favorites in my collection, and I'm still happy to have this one, and I'll probably use it at some point again in the near future. Besides that, everybody, hope you enjoyed this review. If you guys did, then don't forget to, of course, leave a like and comment down below your thoughts on this minifigure, as well as any other minifigures you think I should review in the future. If you're enjoying this series, then of course let me know down in the comments what you think is good so far, and if you have any feedback or constructive criticism for future episodes, you guys can leave those down in the comments section down below. And besides that, everyone, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next LEGO video.